The Ellis County 4-H Fair interviews on Eagle Communications Television, brought to you by the Auman Company, Brock's Keithley Funeral Chapel, Carico Implement, Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau, Hayes Vet Hospital, Hess Services, Horizon Appliance, Gone Logo, Leon's Welding and Fabrications, Orchland Farm and Home, Patty Baconrind Appraising, Paul's Lawn and Tree Service, Bradkey Implement, Steel Fabrications, Thirsties, and Eagle Communications. You're watching Eagle Television. I'm Mike Kerner, and today with me, a familiar guest for a lot of people, Terry Manell, and back here helping judge at the Ellis County Fair this year. How's that been going so far?
Well, we just got started, but it's doing great. Yeah, we're going to do the 4-H gardening first, which is what we're working on now, and then after that we'll do the open class.
There's a lot of rain this year. A lot of the produce looks really well, doesn't it?
It does, and I think actually open class I think maybe up a little bit from last year. I have not judged the 4-H recently, so I'm not sure how many displays they usually have, but we've got a good showing on both ends.
Well, let's talk about you a little bit. We haven't seen you around. You were out here as Ellis County for a long time, and you've moved away. Good to see you back here. Where do you live, and what are you doing these days?
Well, obviously I'm retired, so I'm just doing fun stuff. But we moved back to Topeka, where I grew up. My family was all still there, and my wife grew up in Tonganoxie, which is only about 45 minutes away near Lawrence, and her family was there. So, and then about 3 years before we moved back, my son and daughter-in-law moved to Topeka with our two grandchildren. So that was kind of the thing that really spurred us to move back, and so we're within close distance to my family and not very far from her, so it's been a good move for us.
We'll talk about some of your memories back. You've done fairs. What year did you start here in Ellis County?
I started in '78. That was the third county fair out here. When we started, we had the yellow building way down, the little maintenance shed that's down by the horse barn. We had the horse arena. We had, I think, either one or two livestock barns, I think, and then this building, and that was all the facilities that were out here at the time.
It's changed quite a bit since you were here in the early years, and it's changed dramatically, I guess, over the years with all the events and what's happening.
Yeah, we went from a 3.5 day fair at 4-H. Well, we had open class, but it was only a 3.5 day fair. Then we went to the full-blown 7-day fair with about 5 nights of actual concerts, in addition to rodeo and all that. And at that time, we were the biggest drawing fair in the state. We actually had a few concerts, I understand, that drew more than some of the state fair concerts back then, and that would have probably been in probably the 80s, I would guess, something like that. And then it became, more of still a week-long fair, but it became more of a county fair again. Wild West Fest kind of took the place with the entertainment. And so the fair's become more of a typical fair after that, but still a lot of good memories out here.
And the kids are still the same as they've always been, right?
Yeah, it's funny now because I'm walking through the barns or walking through the buildings, and kids that started at 7 are now 30, 35 years old, and their kids are now 10, 12 years old, and so when I left, although I was the horticulture agent when I left. I had several of my 4-H'ers when I started that their kids were in 4-H. And of course now there's a lot of them since I'm back.
I don't know if people come up to you and share memories with you all the time too when you come back here and do judging.
Yeah, we were talking about Opal Flynn and I. Opal's been helping. She was on the fair board when I started at Extension, and she's helped at the state fair at the 4-H encampment building now for 47 years. But we were talking about several years because of space. This was our only building. We actually took the entries out under a tent outside, and we were talking about how hot it was because you're sitting under that tent, from 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock, west sun and all that, and now you got this air conditioning. So yeah, things have changed a lot.
Well, nice to have you come back here. Do you come back here every year, or do you do any other county fairs across Kansas?
We've been coming back. My wife still helps with the needlework, and so that's the main thing that brings us back. And then since I'm here anyway, they asked me to judge. So we usually come back just for the first couple days of the fair. We'll be leaving in the morning again. And I have not gotten into judging since I moved to Northeast Kansas. I probably need to let them know I'm there because I know they look for judges, but I just, I've been doing other things and just haven't gotten that done. So.
Well, very good. It's nice to come back and have you here and reminisce a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike.
Thank you
appreciate
very much.
that.
We got Terry Manell here and want to thank him for coming by and visiting us today. Ellis County Fair going on through the 23rd. Again, tonight, rodeo actions. First night of rodeo tonight, and then Wednesday night
night rodeo action too. So a lot of great stuff. And then Friday night, of course, Little Texas. If you have a chance, come on out. Carnival starts tonight too. And just a lot of great entertainment, a lot of great rodeo action, and a lot of great things to see out here that the kids have done. The 4-Hers are doing a fantastic job. It's all at the Ellis County Fair going on through the 23rd. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Mike Kerner, Eagle Community Television.
The Ellis County 4-H Fair interviews on Eagle Communications Television brought to you by the Auman Company, Brock's Keithley Funeral Chapel, Carico Implement, Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau, Hayes Vet Hospital, Hess Services, Horizon Appliance, Gone Logo, Leon's Welding and Fabrications, Orchland Farm and Home, Patty Baconrind Appraising, Paul's Lawn and Tree Service, Radke Implement, Steel Fabrications, Thirsties, and Eagle Communications.